Hello, everyone. My name is Nylah Gausney, and I am the host of Bridging Hearts. This is the first episode, and we will be talking about the Gems of Hampton, but specifically the Hampton Child Care Center, or as known to many, the Center. And today with me, I have a special guest, Mr. Robert,
Thank you.
and I am going to let him do his own little introduction.
My name is Mr. Robert. I am the after school director here at the Bridgehampton Child Care Center. We are a historically Black community based institution who serves all East End, and I mean all East End marginalized children and families.
Thank you, Mr. Robert. Thank you. So let's just start off strong. What does a typical day look like as Mr. Robert at the center?
Let's see. I will say it's crazy because I wear so many hats. I do all the scheduling. I take kids home. I have to figure out. So we'll have a day where the weather is not permitted for us to engage in some after school activities. So I would have to change it up. So it's very crazy. It's very crazy, but fun at the same time.
Mm-hmm. And I definitely saw that firsthand. I see how you connect with the kids, which is really inspiring. But so upbeat, so fun. You bring the energy to the center, Mr. Robert. So what led you to start working with children, going into the educational field?
I'm going to be honest. I actually never wanted to work with kids before. I actually wanted to get into the broadcasting field. I am a sports fanatic. Never played sports before. But for some reason, I was always good with connecting with kids. And I remember my mom telling me over and over again that I was in the wrong field. And, everyone has a gift in life. And I just realized that I love kids. I was actually one that struggled in school. And I actually had a teacher who took her time with me and worked with me. And from that day on, I knew that this was something that I wanted to do. And I've been doing this now. I've been at the Bridgehampton Child Care Center for 7 years, going on 7 years. And I'll tell you, if I had to go back and change anything, I wouldn't.
Very inspiring. So with you saying you had the struggles with school and stuff, how do you use that, what you went through, to help kids that might be going through the same thing?
So my motto is there are teachers and there are teachers. Teachers meaning, you go to school, you get an education, you go in the field and teach. Teachers meaning me is that I know I've been through it before, the struggles. I know how it feels. I struggle with reading. I struggle with math. I was one to learn with hands-on. So all of that I can adapt with someone who is struggling. So I kind of give myself the upper hand, which that I can work with kids firsthand with struggles because I've been through that before. And also my teaching techniques, I tend to change it up a bit to make it more interesting to the kids that I come upon at the center.
So you did mention that you are the after school director. And after school, what are some of the programs that you guys provide for the children at the center?
So first off, I'm going to say our number one goal is homework. The kids get their homework done. And then after that, the kids have snack. And then we have our enrichment activities that we offer at the center. It could be clay. It could be chess. It could be a Scrabble club. We have gardening. We have dance class. Um, we also go to the Watermill Center, the Parish Art Museum. Our motto here is that we want to show the kids that there's more outside of the box. Meaning the kids that come to the center, they're from Sag Harbor, they're from Bridgehampton. Some of these kids never went past Bridgehampton. We tend to take the kids on trips to the city. We went on this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful trip down to Washington, D.C., where we competed in the Scrabble competition.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, it was amazing. And I'll be the first one to tell you that on the trip, the kids were excited and looking forward to going there. But the crazy thing about it is when we got there, we actually did horrible, 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 horrible. And I know it's funny, but I'm going to tell you right now, it was horrible, but there's always a lesson behind, what we do. So we went there and we played against kids who played Scrabble their entire life. They wake up, they breathe Scrabble. But the whole time that we were there and, the kids were losing games, the kids didn't care about losing.
Mm-hmm.
They came up to me. They were so happy that they scored high.
Wow.
And it's like I always say, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And I was just so glad to see the kids out having fun.
Mm-hmm.
And, we educate the kids. The moment you accept losing, the game becomes more fun.
Mm-hmm. I like that. So, childcare is not the easiest field to be in. Dealing with kids is not it's hard sometimes. I've worked with kids, so I know firsthand how it is. But what do you think is the best way, and how does the center handle the conflict with children sometimes?
So I'm going to tell you this right now. Kids are a pain in the neck. The reason why we have this wonderful after school program is because some families, they do have a tough time, taking care of the kids or finding aftercare. So my job, and I always tell the kids' parents, my job is to make your job less stressful.
Right.
I can relate with some of these kids. Some of these kids don't have fathers. Some of these kids don't have, a role model in their lives.
Mm-hmm.
We at the center, we provide that. We have people who can connect with the kids. That's what I say. This is by far the best job that I've ever had in my life, is because, growing up, I had the Boys and Girls Club in the city. I was born and raised in the city. Mm-hmm. So, and I had mentors who can connect with the kids. And, some of these kids, they have struggles. Right. And what we have at the center, we're full of, I'll say a different flavor.
Right.
So if, you have a child here and, they can't connect with this flavor, I'm sure they can connect with another flavor.
Right, there's
and
something else that they can do.
We have it. We have the flavors here.
I love that. So what qualities do you think a person should have when working with children, or specifically working at the center? You guys are more than an after school. You guys are more than a summer camp. So what should a person have to be able to handle that?
What a person should have, and I'm speaking for myself, every day should be like a show. Mm-hmm. You need to be energized. You need to be just hyped. Every day you need to entertain. That's the first. We need people to entertain.
Right.
Being a teacher is also being an entertainer. So if you cannot entertain, then it's going to be hard. But every day should be better than the previous day. Like every day when I'm there and I put on a wonderful act, the next day has to be better than the previous day. So you just have to bring the energy, a lot of energy. Mm-hmm. Especially working with kids.
Right. So a lot of, with kids, I feel like everything starts at home. Before they come to the center, it starts at home. So what is some advice that you would give to parents or like guardians of students to get them ready to come to the center? Like, what can they implement at home to make sure they have a positive attitude once they come your way?
All they have to say is Mr. Robert is gonna be there. That's all they need to say. And I'm being serious. That's all they need to say is, get up, get ready for school. You're gonna go to the center. Mr. Robert's gonna be there. That's all they need to say is Mr. Robert is here. Mm-hmm. We're here for the kids.
Okay. So now I'm gonna ask you a question. What do you think the misconceptions of the center are? Because I've heard a few, but as somebody working there, not somebody been there for a while, what are some of the things that's just like, that's not that, or people are like, I think the center does this or does that. What are some of the misconceptions?
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna be honest. Okay. Don't drive by, stop by.
Yep, that's the motto.
Don't judge a book by its cover if you didn't read the book at all. So if you see something, don't say something. If you didn't read it, then don't judge it. I say this because, we're in an area where people, they don't know us. Mm-hmm. They just drive by and say, oh, yeah. But take the time to get to know us. Right. Get to know everything that the center offers. Don't just judge off of, oh, yeah, this person said that person. Mm-hmm. Just like a movie. Oh, yeah, I don't want you to go see that movie because it's... No, how do you know if you didn't really go?
Like, you have to experience it yourself.
Yeah, you got to analyze it.
Yes.
Yeah. So all the people out there, don't judge a book by its cover if you didn't read it. And don't drive by. Stop by. See what we're all about.
You heard what Mr. Roberts said? Stop by. Get to know them. Get to know the faculty. Get to know the children. The center, for me, just being there this summer, the center has so much to offer. So stop by. Get to see. Because it's more than just for children. It's for the community. And that leads me to my next question. What are some things that the center does for the community that you feel like are important?
What the center does for the community, is that we give the families a break. Mm-hmm. We're there in the community because for me growing up, I didn't have this. Right. I didn't have this. So if the center wasn't there, then, the kids will be in the street getting in trouble. They'll be lost. They don't have anyone that, cares about them. The center does so much outreach for the community. We have a food pantry that we provide to the community where the families come, and if they need food, we offer families diapers. We do Christmas for our own families at the center. Yes. The families don't have to worry about Christmas time because we make the lists in September. All the kids write down what they need, what they want, and we get it. Mm-hmm. That's something that, we give the families a break. Yep. It's a place to call home. And not only home, I call this place my family. The kids here, they're part of my family. And I tell the kids all the time, just because we don't look the same, just because, people might say we're a different color, we're this, we're that. At the end of the day, the kids are my family.
Right, like we're still one at the end of the day.
And if you go into my office upstairs, I have the hall of kids. I have every single kid that I've ever worked with on my wall to remind me of why I do what I do, why I love doing what I do is because of the kids.
And this is my last and final question. Let it stop it on a good, positive note. What are one of your most memorable moments being at the center and working with the kids?
One of my favorite moments at the center was going to the kids' graduation and seeing them graduate from the school. Mm-hmm. And, this story is kind of funny. It's because when they all had to say like a little something about school. Mm-hmm. And, the kids actually, and this wasn't scripted, they said, thank you, Mr. Robert, for helping me. And everyone looked and
Aw,
was, looking
I
at me,
love
and they was just
that.
saying like, I really appreciate it. And then it's crazy to see the parents' face, me showing up at the graduation, and knowing that they have that support, that really touched me. And I'll leave it at this one. Um, I got COVID last summer, and it was really bad. And to come back and to see the stuff that the kids made me, and the phone calls and the text messages, it really made me feel special that I'm at the right place.
Right. Wow. Well, Mr. Robert, I thank you so, so much
Thank you.
for being my first ever guest on my
Number one.
show. I really, really, really appreciate it. And everybody, stay tuned for the next episode because it only gets juicier and only gets better. Thank you for tuning in and Bridging Hearts.